Space, humanity's last horizon. These are the records and expeditions of the Federation starship Lovelace. Assigned an ongoing galactic charter, the intrepid crew of the Lovelace explores the excitement of strange new worlds, encounters new life forms and new civilizations, and ultimately seeks to boldly go where no one has gone before.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Fable Scraps' Star Trek Adventures, Loveless. My name is Nicotine. I'm one of the people here behind Fable Scraps. If you're listening to the show on podcasting apps such as Spotify or Stitcher, know that we record this show live every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific, that's 6 p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/Fable Scraps. You can catch our VODs on YouTube or here at Twitch. And you can join our Discord community at fablescraps.com/Discord. You can get going live notifications at our Twitter account. Our live audience here has the benefit of affecting the show in meaningful ways through the clever use of funds in exchange for threats or momentum. A pool of two different kinds of points. Threat is used by the DM in order to create challenges or complications for the crew. Momentum may be used by the crew to make re-rolls, to learn information about a certain thing, etc. You can find more about that by pressing !coin in the chat. We're going to go around and do a quick shout out while we get everyone's levels. Let's start off with Fist of the Walrus. If Fist sounds good, let's get some ones in chat.
Hello, I'm Fist of the Walrus, and I'm playing Captain Eugene Lockstead. I'm a variety and roleplay streamer here on Twitch. Catch me over at Twitch and Twitter at Fist of the Walrus. I'm excited for today's episode.
Oh, me too. Thank you, Fist. Next up, we have Lock the Raven. If Lock sounds good, let's get some twos.
Hi, I'm Lock the Raven. I'm a variety streamer on Twitch. You can also catch me on Fable Scraps' other show, Doomlore, on Fridays. And you can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Lock the Raven, spelled like it sounds.
Thank you, Lock. If Lock sounds good, let's get some twos. Let's see some threes for Aaron Black.
Hello, my name is Aaron Black. I am a writer-author. And if you would like to know more about that, you can find me over on Twitter at Aaron B. Writes. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Aaron. Next up, we have Enovan. If Enovan sounds good, let's get some fours.
Hello there, I'm Enovan. I'm a streamer here on Twitch. Typically, I stream roleplay games and some variety games as well. You can find me at twitch.tv/Enovan. That's ENEVUN.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Enovan. If I sound okay, let's get some fives. We're going to try some new things here today, chat. It's pretty exciting. So, let's go ahead and get right into it. Take it away, Fist of the Walrus.
Let's see. Captain's log, stardate 44323.4. We've arrived in the Breaker system on orders from Admiral Black, who seems very enthused about the Roxanne joining the Federation. I myself am looking forward to it. Also, I have now realized that my plants are fake. Plants do not melt. I confirmed this with the computer. I'm deeply saddened.
Please submit your query.
No, there was no query, computer. Just sad.
confirmed. Deploying anti-SAD measures.
Captain, where are you? Are you in the ready room or in your quarters?
I'm in my ready room. Just enjoying some tea.
Sure.
And this is some music I can sip tea to.
The Loveless has just jumped out of warp. As the captain sits in his ready room, our artificial crewmate, Lieutenant Ram, is not at the helm. He's in fact in his quarters. Lieutenant Ram, you had an extended trip back at San Francisco at the Daystrom Institute. While the crew of the Loveless was debriefing the extensive damage and crash that they endured in the last episode, your systems were being monitored and updated at the Daystrom Institute. What did they do to your body before sending you on your shore leave?
They did before, or what happened?
What did they do?
during?
What did they give you? What did they do for you? Some kind of update, some kind of upgrade to your bodily systems?
Well, following some advice that he had been given previously, he started looking into getting maybe some feet upgrades, more specifically some magnet feet upgrades. I went to go see if that sort of thing was even possible, as he had denied it himself beforehand.
All right, so Lieutenant Ram has some magnet feet now. You're in your quarters, which is also incidentally the isometric routing matrix, the server room of the USS Loveless, a very important room which houses the main computer's physical components. The main computer is walking you through, attempting to use them, but neither one of you can quite figure it out.
The instructions say to activate the tendon on your left foot in order to activate the magnets. Do so now.
Right, is it the left foot or the right foot? Or is it the same for both?
Left foot, but it's for your right foot magnets.
Right, so I activate the left for the right and the right for the left.
Affirmative.
Right, let's give it a shot. Do you have... Should I get a piece of metal? Or... Let's just turn it on and see what happens then.
Lieutenant Ram flexes the tendon and immediately falls from the ceiling down onto the floor.
We'll work on it, Lieutenant.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do with it.
Commander Herrick, you are also in your quarters. It's been a long journey. The Breakus system is quite distant from Earth. What are you doing in your quarters?
Herrick would be meditating.
Meditating.
Simply centering himself and being in the present moment.
Of course. Vulcan meditation techniques are pretty intense. Are you doing anything specific in your meditation routine, or is it just very, very silent and still?
Oh no, he's not doing that puzzle thing that they do occasionally.
As you're meditating, you hear the music come on over the loudspeakers, as though the computer had deployed music for some reason. You suspect it's happening all over the ship.
Well, for the moment, it is just another distraction, and not followed by the sounds of shrieking or arms being deployed, so Herrick will just decide to let it go for the moment and resettle himself.
Sure. I'm sure part of you's idly working on your transfer request.
He's already sent 3 out.
Lieutenant Commander Belmont, in main engineering, you've been working for 18 hours straight. What's so important?
Honestly, it's not one thing. It's many things. Since we were dealing with the power relays, trying to get everything to be more efficient, test after test, we weren't catching some of the cracks in the system, I should say. So there's a lot of things that are burnt out, and there's been a bit of a cascade failure going on that we just didn't see coming. So it's all hands on deck as we chase down one thing after another, trying to get ahead of it before it causes anything big enough for the captain to see.
Ensign Ryak, your engineering office worker, I don't know, your engineering underling hands you a data slate and just kind of pinches the bridge of their betazoid nose and just, this is the tests that you requested, Lieutenant Commander Belmont.
Oh, this is actually excellent. So we're doing well. I'm actually a little surprised at Gregory's work. Wow, he's really putting in the effort. I'm going to need you to run this test again in about an hour.
With all due respect, sir, wouldn't it be maybe a better idea to take a quick break? Maybe use the bathroom or the mess hall?
Are you guys not rotating through? And I mean, I need you all here, but you can take time to go use the bathroom.
You stand up from your desk and you just see about 7 or 8 ensigns, your engineering crew, just sort of lock bloodshot eyes with you. Many of them are hunched over. They've been working straight for 18 hours along with you.
Oh, wow. Okay. I tell you what, based on this test, it looks like you guys have done an excellent job. Who is actually supposed to be on watch right now?
3 of them raise their hands.
Okay. I need you guys to stay here, but I'll lend you a hand with your duties. Everybody else, go get some rack time. And well done, everybody. Well done. Absolutely. Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
They all file out. The Loveless has just come back from warp. You've just warped into the Brika 3 system, and your orders, crew, are to engage the Barak gene for a very important, very secretive reason, of which you are supposed to learn about from a video recording from Admiral Black, not to be opened until you've reached the Brika 3 system. Now that you are here, the recording is ready to be deployed. Captain.
Very well. Let's proceed and see what Admiral Black has to say. Very interesting. Let me underweight.
Would you like me to request all bridge crew members report to the bridge captain?
Well, they should probably be here as well. Yep. All bridge crew to bridge. And as soon as they're here, get that ready.
Attention all bridge crew staff. This is an emergency. Report to the bridge immediately. I repeat, report to the bridge.
Computer, belay that. It's not an emergency. I just want... Oh my god. I just want bridge...
site transports onto the bridge. Captain?
It's not an emergency. For whatever reason, computer thought it was an emergency. It's not an emergency. We've reached this system and... Oh my god, I was just trying to get everyone here. But we need to fix this. There was no emergency in my keywords.
Herrick comes over the comm system. Captain, what is the emergency?
There's no emergency. The computer misunderstood me. I just wanted all crew, all bridge crew. You've done... Oh my god. That's enough, computer. I've got it handled here.
2 of Herrick's security personnel bust onto the bridge with their phasers prepared.
Yeah, and they have class 3 phasers, the rifle ones. They're aimed.
Yeah, they're...
Calm down. There's no emergency. Stand down. Turn to your posts.
Aye, sir.
It was a test. Very good. Very, very good response time.
Herrick's security crew is extremely well trained, and you almost suspect they have some kind of obsession with reenacting old, out of use military holodeck experiences. They operate like the SEAL teams of yore, with their communicators in like silent mode.
Bravo 6 going dark.
Yeah, right. They're like the most well-trained members of the Loveless.
They really need hobbies. Herrick, can you read me?
Herrick walks onto the bridge as he's... Yes, Captain.
My goodness, can you stop scaring me like that? How do you do that? Every time.
I walk from one place to another, Captain.
It's like you read my mind or something. Okay, well, that leaves only Ram. Ram?
Stuck to wall.
Ram?
You alright? You okay?
Ram's voice
I'm
box
sorry.
is not functional.
Ah.
Ram is on the communicator. Yes, Captain, I was just on my way to the bridge for the emergency.
Yes, it's not an emergency, but I still need you to report here as soon as possible.
Oh, okay.
I've also heard that you've gotten some recent upgrades?
Yes, there's still a few bugs that need to be sorted out with them, but, we're testing, making sure it all works all right, me and the computer. It's going quite well.
Please
What was it
submit your
again?
query.
Everything's okay, computer.
Affirmative.
Thank you.
Anyway, so I'll see you at the bridge.
So is this like a brisk walk sort of thing, or should I be jogging, or...
Just get here as soon as you can.
Brisk walk it is.
Put those babies into sport mode.
All right, crew. We have a message that we were supposed to be actually watching now from Admiral Black on arrival here. So, let's throw it up on the main viewer and give it a look.
Lieutenant Ram walks through the doors at exactly the right time.
Deploying message to main viewer.
Captain and crew of the USS Loveless, this is Admiral Black. The Brocksheen are slated to be the newest addition to the United Federation of Planets. This is obviously very important to our efforts as an organization. The Brocksheen have promised to bring with them technology that could enhance our abilities as an exploration organization, and additionally enhance our abilities as a peacekeeping operation as it relates to the Romulans. It's very important that we maintain diplomatic relationships with the Brocksheen. Their technology is reported to be related to transporters. Specifically, their scientists are claiming a 250,000 kilometer transporter distance, which is about 10 times more than our scientists back at the Daystrom Institute are even able to do. So, to that end, please meet with the Brocksheen and try to make it as cordial as you can. It should be pretty easy. We know that there are some kind of disputes with their moon. There's, our intelligence suggests there's some sort of faction that lives on the moon. They split off a while ago. We don't know a whole lot about it. If you could fill us in, that would be ideal. Thank you very much for your cooperation. Live long.
Very well. Sounds easy enough. Let's bring the ship round into orbit and then open a hail. And let them know that we've arrived.
All right, Lieutenant Ram, you want to make me a roll?
Yep.
Go ahead and let's see here. Go ahead and make me an insight and a command and con roll. Complication of 1, task roll of 2.
The command and con?
Oh, sorry.
You heard her.
I didn't have your insight and con roll. My
Insight
mistake.
and con.
Anyway.
Complication of 2, task roll of 2?
Complication 1, task roll 2.
1, okay.
All right, full success. The ship is piloted easily at impulse through this system, the Breaka system, to a planet called Breaka 3. The inhabitants of Breaka 3 have sort of seem to have changed the color of the planet. Your astrometric data related to this planet and all scientific tools sort of point to Breaka 3 being a lush green planet. However, what you see before you is red in color. You may investigate this should you so desire.
The descriptions, did they not say that this place was lush? Since
Correct.
I can
believe
run a
so.
scan from here, Captain. That's
yes, do a scan for vegetation.
aye.
And
Maybe it's just very dull vegetation.
doubt it's fall time.
Lieutenant Commander Belmont, that will be a insight and science roll, or an insight and engineering roll, with a complication of 3 and a task roll of 2.
Woohoo.
Wow, full success. There is quite a bit of interference. You have to modulate your sensors quite a bit for some unknown reason, but you do see that the atmosphere of this planet is covered in pollution. It is so thick with smog you are actually unable to obtain a visual scan of the planet's surface. Other means of scanning are available, and you do end up with a large, heavily, densely populated megacity style layout of the continents of this world. But they are almost impossible to see by visual scans.
Do I find much vegetation at all? I mean,
Not
since it's a
really.
mega city, I'm just wondering if is it like all land masses sort of thing?
You see oceans, but again, your scans over the oceans are limited, and they appear to be heavily polluted.
Okay. Captain, what we are seeing is an incredible amount of pollution. This planet is almost one large city.
And how recent ago was the report on this planet when it was supposed to have vegetation?
Oh, well, I mean, if this is a first contact sort of situation, or I guess maybe second contact at this point, we'd have to find out from them how long they've been developing. This is centuries in the making.
Interestingly, Lieutenant Commander Belmont, your scans cannot penetrate the surface.
Oh, yeah, I can't, Captain. I'm getting the pollution. I'm getting the cityscape itself, and that's it.
It's very peculiar. They have been quite busy. It makes you wonder if the detachment of some of its people to the moon has something to do with the heavy pollution.
It's possible. Can I scan the moon from here or no?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead and make
Let
me a
me-
roll. That'll be an insight and engineering roll. Complication of 2, task roll of 2. Full success. The moon is rather large for a moon, and you're noticing several outposts or colonies on it. There's one that appears to be larger than the others, and it is fully scannable. You can see cities, you can see housing. There's a rather extensive logistics network. Nothing appears to be out of the ordinary. Large greenhouses. You notice a lot of greenhouses.
So is it essentially like a dead moon that they've been able to
Essentially, everything is
build on
covered
top
in a
of and-
geodesic dome. There's no atmosphere on this moon.
Right. Okay. Captain, it's very possible. From what I'm getting from the individuals living on the moon, they have a lot of looks like colonies built under domes. There are some ones that are pretty dense with vegetation. Am I seeing as much of a pollution within the domes? I mean, I imagine
No.
I'm not. But
You're actually not. And your scans
Yeah.
can penetrate the domes, and they're not detecting any of the same levels of pollution at all.
Right. Yeah. These domes specifically, Captain, just don't have no pollution compared to that down there. This is it's clean living for these individuals.
And I think I'm beginning to understand why there is a separation of the people on this planet. So much progress at the cost of their world. It is a shame. But we are here trying to seek out this new technology and whether or not they have it. Let's pull in and open a hail frequency and
Lieutenant Commander
get in
Belmont,
contact.
your heart sort of leapt at the possibility of achieving a 10 times greater distance to transporters. You know that experiments have been carried out in the past that have never been successful, or that maybe have been, but it's been rumored and kind of mysterious. The thought that you may get to see in action, a transport take place 10 times longer than anything that the Lovelace is capable of, that even maybe the Enterprise would be capable of, is astounding to you. How are you feeling right now?
Oh, I'm probably running scenarios in my head based off of whatever scans I've seen, anything I've picked up, trying to figure out what they may have done. If pollution is a part of it, I don't know, or it's a byproduct. I'm trying to run everything I can in my head, just over and over and over, while trying to focus on my task at the same time.
Nice.
Captain,
Yes, computer?
incoming hail.
Oh, splendid. Send it through.
On screen, on the main viewer, there appears an older woman. She has her hair loose, small braids and ornaments around her hair. She's dressed in robes that appear to be woven. And she says to you, "Greetings. My name is Priva. I'm the leader of the Dagons here at Brika 3's moon. I noticed your scans, and it's okay, you can scan us. We would love to meet with you, newcomers, if you're willing."
Of course. My name is Captain Eugene Lockstead, and the Federation Starship Lovelace. We would very much like to meet with you.
Greetings, Captain and crew. Absolutely. We'll give you coordinates. You can land or take a shuttle or transport to our location. Which would you prefer?
Would transporting be fine with you?
Absolutely. We'll give you coordinates.
Excellent. Then we'll see you shortly.
We'll send a reception.
Thank you.
The main viewer cuts out, and Priva is gone.
I'm very surprised that we didn't get any hails from the planet, but we were scanning the moon, so it does make sense they would reach out to us. Seem very friendly, though.
Yeah, they did.
And hopefully we can figure out what's going on with the planet down below. This might give us some insight, and as to why, will give us concrete evidence as to why they've separated from the planet and chose to live on the moon. Although, I think at this point, our suspicions probably be proved correct. Very well. I'm ready to go. Do we have the coordinates?
Yes, the coordinates are locked in. You can decide what you'd like to bring with you, if anything.
Class 3? No.
Every time.
You never know. They might be putting on a show. Let's get an orbit around the moon, and then, well, if we're all set to go, I'm ready.
I just need to run to my quarters really quickly. I have a few diagrams I'd like to just a minute, just on the way.
Okay, well, make it quick.
Will do.
Very well.
Anybody else, Lieutenant Ram, Herrick?
And we'll just be getting ready. You're
Yeah.
just kind of sitting there ready to punch in the coordinates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Herrick too.
Same. Yep. Eric would just prepare himself.
Okay. Well, you may all proceed to the transporter room when ready.
Yeah, it would only take a second for me to run into my quarters and grab a few things and just sort of run out with an armful.
All right. Well, you make it to the transporter room. The Ensign Salixon is at the transporter with coordinates locked in, hands on the controls, ready to beam you out, but looks incredibly tired.
Are you all right?
Yes, Captain. I'm okay.
Get some sleep after this, okay?
Well, with all due respect, Captain, I will be required to work the night shift on the bridge, sir.
Belmont, is there someone else who can work the night shift who isn't overworked?
There is none.
Oh,
Your
no.
entire engineering staff is
No,
working
we
for 18
were.
hours.
Yeah, we've been run a little ragged, Captain. Fair amount of systems needed a lot of work. So, nope.
Well, although your progress, I understand, is important, you also need to know that breaks are necessary in order to maintain efficiency.
Yeah, you know, it was interesting, Captain. I got a little focused on my work, and we didn't take any breaks, me included, and I feel terrible, absolutely terrible. As soon as Ryak brought it to my attention, I sent those out of engineering to go take a rest, but you know, what with duty schedules being what they are.
You must be aware of these things, Belmont. We can't run them ragged like this. We risk.
Oh, absolutely.
we
Absolutely. No,
risk
you're
a lot.
absolutely right, Captain. It was a failing of mine. In the future, I will establish that ahead of time whenever these situations come up.
Ensign Salixon is yawning and cannot stop yawning.
Would
Is it
Herrick
imperative that you
have-
can?
I'm sorry.
ahead.
Would Herrick have anybody on security that could be trained, that's competent enough to run the transporter?
Potentially, Ensign May is part of your security team and could maybe be trained to run the transporter, although it may not be. It's not an area of expertise.
Maybe be trained versus knows how to use one. I don't like that. Herrick's just gonna give Belmont a long look. Just
Belmont, before we leave, is it possible that we can run half engineering staff while
You know
the other
what we
half
could do?
sleeps?
Well, they're on 4-hour schedules. We could cut them down to 2-hour schedules and just let them do a little bit of cycling, just so lighten the load on them just temporarily, so they can man the stations and others can get sleep while. Give me a second, and I think Belmont's going to walk over to the console where we should have access to duty rosters and quickly start cutting things in half and moving things so that, you know, there's a fair chunk of time, everybody getting 2-hour slots in the various departments. Trying my best to get it done quickly. This should help. So, Saxon, you've got another 30 minutes on here, and then you'll be replacing. You can go get some sleep.
Ensign Salixon looks at you, Lieutenant Commander Belmont, with tears in their eyes and just says, "Thank you. Thank you so much."
No, this is my fault. No need for thanks. I apologize. We're gonna make sure we're gonna have a good department conversation coming up. I accept fault. That is, I shouldn't have pushed you as hard as I did.
The coordinates are all locked in, and you may transport at your leisure crew.
All right, crew, let's venture forth.
You want me to energize, Captain?
Yes, yes, please energize.
I'm for it.
All right, let me just find the button. Is it this one? Oh, wait, no, that's not. Oh,
Was that Salixon doing that? He's so
And
close
we're
to
out in
pa-
space.
Is it this one? Is it the...
crew of the USS Lovelace, upon arriving to your coordinates, you find yourself in a lush green field. There is foliage you are not familiar with. There is fauna you are not familiar with. And there is a low, calming music. Not that one.
Oh God.
There's a low, calming music. But you were all together.
This is beautiful.
I can ask for the music and possibly upload it to the computer as another one the computer can cycle through.
Yes.
Belmont, your comm badges.
Belmont, go ahead.
Please submit your query.
Computer. I'm just mentioning I'm gonna try and get you some more music. I didn't know you could hear.
Recording music now.
Oh no, I can get you direct. You don't have to.
All done.
Thank you, computer.
You're very welcome.
I really enjoy that 2-second clip.
On repeat.
With Belmont's voice in it.
Oh.
As you venture forth around this enclosure, this lush green enclosure, you look up and see a geodesic dome of what you assume to be aluminum, see-through, transparent aluminum. I was trying to come up with the word. Transparent aluminum, like the windows of the Lovelace. And you have a beautiful view of the stars. You can see the Lovelace and a large red planet.
That is quite the view. How do you think they water these plants? Everything I've never actually had real plants. You know, I've just made that realization.
Yeah, Lockstead, these plants look vastly different from the ones in your quarters.
I mean, a plant is only as real as you want it to be. You know, fake plants can be nice too.
I just
Good.
assumed you knew, Captain.
I did not.
Are you a sort of a spaceborne type person, Captain? I haven't really talked about your background too much, which would explain not knowing vegetation.
Well, I was born on an outpost in the outer worlds. So this is all new and fascinating to me, plants. So when I saw the plants in my ready room quite literally melting, I thought that was normal.
I do believe there are some plants that do melt as a part of their life cycle, so I guess I can understand that. Yeah, these plants are gorgeous here, luscious, and actually, speaking of watering, I wonder if they have ice on this moon. I'll have to ask. And then Belmont starts writing down or typing in notes.
You have a tricorder you could scan.
Ooh, I don't think I would after her coming on and going, oh, it's okay if you scan us. I think Belmont a little bit was like, maybe I should ask. So I'm not gonna pull anything out. I'm just gonna write some notes to ask later.
Sure. You have a data pad with notes on you. And as you're typing things into it, you hear, Lovelace? Lovelace? Crew of the Lovelace? Hello? Through the foliage someone appears to be rustling some alien-looking ferns. The ferns part and reveal a young woman with the same style of clothing, the same robes as Priva, but much, much younger. Probably what would be the human equivalent of like 20 years old. And she appears almost human from the waist up, but her lower half is more like a satyr.
Like a satyr, so she has goat bottoms.
Essentially, yeah.
Oh my god, that's wonderful.
The tricorder's whimsy readings are off the charts.
Additionally, she is 8 feet tall.
8? Whoa.
She's very tall. Lovelace, hello? Hi. Oh my gosh, hello. I'm so sorry. I thought we gave you the coordinates for the market.
No, that's all right. User error because some unforeseen difficulties. But we're here.
Well, it's wonderful to have you. My name is Shantar. I'm here to assist you, to bring you to Priva, and to show you around.
Splendid. I must say, I'm very much impressed with your biosphere. It's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. We put a great deal of effort into our home.
Of course. I can see that. And I look very forward to seeing the market as well and what else your planet has to offer.
Certainly. Right this way, everyone.
Of course.
As you walk through the forest, this dense foliage, you can see sort of a footpath winding through it. And along this footpath, you find clearings of children playing or adults picnicking. It seems
children.
idyllic. All of the inhabitants of this moon look just like Shantar. She's giving you a tour, and eventually you come to a sort of a more inhabited part. It's appears to be almost concrete, and there are structures here that appear to be almost modeled after natural outcroppings. There's a market, there's bustling of activity, and you've arrived at your intended coordinates, the marketplace. This is the market. We were supposed to bring you here. If you would like to walk around or spend some time here, you're more than welcome. Priva's still on her way. She'll be another few moments.
That's not a problem. Again, it wasn't your fault. We received the correct coordinates. We had a sleep-deprived operator who sent us the wrong location. We're more than welcome to spend some time here and get acquainted while we wait. We don't mind at all.
Wonderful. Well, I'll come fetch you when Priva's here.
Of course. I wonder if there's a botanist around here. Is there a botanist around here?
Oh, a botanist?
Yes.
Well, certainly. I'm a botanist. We all study botany here.
I can tell the trade, well, it is flourishing. So, yes, if there's a stand or vendor, I would very much like to get some specimens for myself. You see, I had a garden in my ready room.
Oh,
and
lovely.
yes, it turns out most of them, well, all of them were fake. So I would like to... They were fake.
Oh, I see.
I guess it was better for maintenance that way, so you don't have to water them and feed them when I have captain duties.
She's looking around at the rest of the crew. Are all of the plants on starships such as yours fake?
Not usually, but we don't, we actually don't have, any need for plants. I think a few crew member may take care of a few here and there, but we don't have like a, devoted area for them.
I have a few plants in my room.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are
Water them every day.
Are they real plants or fake plants?
No, they're real. I water them.
they are indeed fake plants. Okay, well, wonderful. You may, if you'd like, try to purchase some plants. I know that the farmer's market is happening right now. There are plenty of places, plenty of people to talk to if you'd like to purchase those.
Actually, I do have a question. Do you harvest ice from the moon here, or is there like an asteroid belt that you get
Both.
for water and
Both. There's ice on the planet here, the moon. But
Oh, okay.
Paragon 1, this colony gets most of its ice from asteroid mining. It's all
Okay.
automated.
Oh, it's all automated.
That's right.
How many of your systems here are automated?
Oh, well, just about everything at this point.
Really? That's incredible.
We have a team of scientists who make sure that it stays working.
It's like flawless execution from what I can see.
Well, it's taken a lot of work to tune it in, but we're very happy with it.
Let's see. Well, Captain, shall we peruse the marketplace?
Yes, of course. Might as well enjoy the market while we wait. And, you know what, Ram? Maybe we could get a few new specimens for your collection. How would you like that?
Might be nice to get a little bit of variation up there. Maybe some brighter ones to spruce up the place.
Yes.
Oh, what about... Do you have any, Venus flytraps?
Shantar has clip-clopped away. But you are in a market where there are plenty of places to explore. You see lots of vendors selling all kinds of interesting, strange fruits, strange plants, strange vegetables. There are also city businesses that have barkers outside, people who are actively informing people of their wares. You hear someone saying, step right up, step right up. You, gentlemen, would you like some oxygen from our oxygen bar? It's flavored.
I heard they also did this with sparkling water, where it's like a faint flavor, but you just can't really get like any meaningful flavor from it. Just enough to know that it's there.
Notes of flavor?
Yes, yes. I would very much like to try.
The Dagon who is at the oxygen bar looks concerned when she looks down at Lieutenant Ram. Oh, are you all right? Do you need some oxygen?
Oh, no, I'm fine, thank you. I'm quite full of oxygen right now.
I see. Well, feel free to step in. The first canister's on the house.
Captain, actually, Commander Herrick, you want to try some flavored oxygen?
I will abstain for the moment.
Really, Herrick? I mean, this is a great opportunity right now. Try some slightly flavored oxygen. I mean, when could you say you'll have another opportunity like this?
Right, I guess we could try some of their local fruits without actually having to eat anything. It sounds like an interesting proposition. I think I would like to give that a shot, but
The marketplace that you're all sort of meandering through is ostensibly asking for payment for goods. However, every market vendor that you've stopped at has offered you goods for free for like sample-sized things. You can taste whatever you'd like. You can have samples of anything you want without having to purchase anything with any kind of currency.
so we've gone into the Costco and they have all the samples out. and we're
Essentially.
just filling up
Essentially.
a bunch of assholes.
Paragon 1, aka Costco.
Costco.
Come back with a mustache. I think I'd like to try this for the first time.
It sure does look new.
Welcome to Space Costco. I love you.
We all go back to the Loveless and undergo plastic surgery to look like another.
Eric is just mortified that this is what it's come to.
I gotta have some more of that, whatever that shaved. It's almost like Italian ice. I don't know. We've got to have some more.
Lieutenant Rem, is there anything that catches your eye here in this market?
I think Ram would want to go to the botanists. He wants to
Certainly.
find that Venus flytrap.
There are a lot of vendors outside who have set up little booths, and you can visit any one of them. You find one and ask her if they have a Venus flytrap, and she kind of giggles at you. I'm not sure what that is. Could you describe it?
It's like a plant, but it has like plant teeth, and when like a fly lands on it, it just goes like yeah, like that.
Fly.
Yes, like a little creature that just kind of flies around and just kind of gets in the way sometimes.
It sounds like a fairy tale. We don't have that, I'm afraid.
Right. Do I have anything that's kind of similar? Kind of like a plant that's sentient, you know? Something like that.
Oh, well, no. But we have all kinds of potted plants, if you'd like.
With no sentient ones.
I'm afraid not. I suppose you could always pretend.
Well, I guess that could work. Have you got any... what have you got? What would you recommend as a good plant?
Oh, we have a variety of ferns, of flowers, small trees,
How small are we talking?
small enough to fit in your pocket.
I could take one of those.
Yeah.
Oh, what type of trees have you got?
Well, look around and take your pick.
Is this a sample size tree that you can...
You, Lieutenant Rem, see around you just an assortment of trees, all different kinds, huge trees. Some of them are covered in sap, some of them have wildly different colored leaves, many are purple.
One is smoking a cigarette.
Do we have any rosewood trees?
I don't.
Well,
I love
I don't exactly know what that means, but
Right,
Just
right.
keep saying.
if you could show me a picture, perhaps?
No. It's fine.
I have just the thing for you. And she rummages around behind the vending booth and comes up with a small, like D&D sized mini sized tree. Like a Hot Wheels car sized tree. And holds it in her palm and extends her palm to you and says, "This one would suit you really nicely."
Ooh, what is it?
Well, it's
Eat it.
one of those. She gestures off to the side. You see a large purple, almost looks like a fern. Excuse me, like a redwood tree.
Oh. Is that what it looks like fully grown? Wait. Will this one grow to that size, or does
Eventually.
it stay this size? Right. Could I, trim it to make sure it doesn't grow too big?
Of course. If you keep it in a small enclosure and trim it and take very good care of it, it'll stay that size.
I'm pretty good at taking care of plants. I've had one that lived with me for ages.
Oh, wonderful.
It hasn't ever lost a leaf or anything.
I see. Well, enjoy.
Hey, thank you. I'll treat it with utmost care.
From behind the group, you hear a bustling and a clipsy-clopsy of hooves as you spin around to see Shantar with a small data pad, almost like a clipboard, bustling around an older, slightly more stooped Dagon. You recognize this Dagon as Priva. She has long robes and long hair, and it appears to be braided in an ornate pattern. Hello, everyone. I'm so glad you made it.
SOE, thank you very much for the invitation. My name is Captain Eugene Lockstead. This is Commander Herrick, Lieutenant Commander Belmont, and Lieutenant Ram, who's joining me today.
Well, it's wonderful to meet all of you. My name is Priva. This is Shantar. Would you like to go somewhere a little more private to discuss some things?
Of course.
Wonderful. She spins around and walks towards one of the walls between the vendors at this market. She presses a hand against the wall, and the wall dissolves into a tunnel. She goes inside. Shantar follows. And as they do, you can see the corridor light automatically as they walk. You can hear the clipping, clopping sort of echo down this hallway.
Oh, it's very surprising. Any reason for the secrecy?
Oh, it's just the fastest way to more private quarters, that's all.
Oh, I see. It's very intriguing. It's a very beautiful planet that you have. When did you recently colonize this moon?
Oh, we've lived here for generations.
I see. Our records had indicated the planet below was once lush and green. I see now that things have changed.
Even though Priva is walking ahead of you, you can tell she's tensed a little bit. The planet below is the topic of our discussion, Captain Lockstead. If you wouldn't mind stepping through this door. You've come to a door and are now faced with a doorway into what it seems to be a rather large underground enclosure. It is softly padded with a very high pile, wispy carpet, almost reminiscent of grass. The furniture in it appears to be made from the trees, all some sort of wood. There are large view screens showing all sorts of data readouts of the automated systems that control the asteroid mining and whatnot. Please, everyone, have a seat. Is anyone hungry, thirsty?
Do you have tea?
What kind of tea would you like?
Surprise me.
Something
I'm
calming,
open.
something energizing, something to center yourself?
Centering would be fine.
Wonderful. Shantar. And Shantar just sort of nods and clipsy-clopsies away. Now, the reason that I've asked you here is we suspect that your intention is to meet with the Brocksheen. Is that right?
That is correct.
I suppose your scans have detected the state of their planet.
We were not able to penetrate due to the pollution, so we weren't able to observe nothing more than the fact that it is currently heavily polluted with very large cities.
The Brocksheen are responsible for manufacturing many of the materials that we use here on Paragon 1 and really the rest of Tagon. They are supposed to be sending us supplies, materials, in order to sustain life here. We pay them in oxygen, and lately our manifests have shown a discrepancy.
How so?
Well, we appear to be being shorted on materials.
Nice. And when did this start happening?
Several cycles ago. We've tried to look past it, but it's become more and more egregious, and it's difficult to maintain relations with them. They are very aggressive.
So I take it that you've had chance to speak with them before about this matter, and it has not gone well?
Well, let's just say we mostly communicate in written form these days.
have you brought up the accusation of shorting?
Not yet, but we were hoping that you could possibly bring that up if you plan on meeting with them.
Well, our task right now is to see whether or not they have a very, very important technology that they've alerted us to. I have a better suggestion. If you wish, we could mediate a discussion between both factions, if that would be
Oh,
something you were interested in.
certainly. Yes, please. Absolutely. We'll come to the table. Absolutely.
Very well. So,
Shantar brings the tea and hands you all a cup.
thank you.
It's very reminiscent of Vulcan tea, and Captain Lux said it is quite flavorless. Herrick enjoys it.
Bad. Doesn't really have a taste. Very well. I can do this for you. I'll, when we meet with the Brocksheen, we'll send in word that you wish to have a meeting with them, and if it is all possible, we can mediate that discussion. So,
Is
there anything? Yes?
the technology that you spoke of, is it their transporter technology?
Yes, we heard some very, very promising things.
That's how they've been shipping us supplies. We can verify that it works, but we are unable to successfully replicate the process.
I see. Well, that's good to hear that this isn't some sort of sham. Very well. We'll do what we can.
Thank you.
Of course.
Shantar will show you the way out.
And thank you again for the tea. I really appreciate it.
Anytime. Shantar takes your cups and leads you back through the tunnel. And as she does so, you can see her rather tense and kind of just sort of walking a little differently and maybe a little more sad almost. You come
Is everything all...
You come to the door
Sorry.
that leads out to the market. Sorry, go ahead.
It's been like, is everything all right?
Yes, I just... Did Priva tell you about the disappearances?
No, she did not.
Oh, well, the, she's kind of at a loss for words. For the last few cycles, people have just kind of gone missing. And at first, we thought it was just kind of a collective misunderstanding, like people you grew up with and lost touch with, right? But I haven't been able to find my brother for months now, and I'm just worried.
That's awful to hear. And you said this has been going on since the past couple of cycles.
That's right.
So, as recently as just a couple of months ago. Very well.
Actually, if I could ask, with the planet and you here, is there free modes of travel between the two, or is there some level of restriction?
Oh, we don't go to Brocksheen.
There's no travel between the two places. Do any people from down there come up here?
No, we don't go down there. None of us would feel very comfortable, I think, with it. It's a very different world.
Oh, I can tell.
Anyway, I don't know what your plans are with Priva, but if you could help me find my brother, I'd be very appreciative.
Of course, we'll do what we can. And is it just your brother, or how many others have gone missing?
I wish I could tell you.
What was your brother's name?
His name is Salus.
Salutes. Okay.
Thank you. She kind of pulls herself together. All right, to the market. The door opens and you're back in the market. You receive a communication captain.
Come in.
Captain. This is Ensign Ryak, Captain. We're receiving a communication from Brika 3. Would you like me to patch it through?
Yes, at once.
Okay. Patching it through right now.
See to it that somebody can take your shift as well.
Thank you, Captain. The communicator, you can hear like the small static noise in the communicator as it shifts signals. Captain Lockstead, this is President Falk. I appreciate your appearance and would like to clear some of my schedule to speak with you. I assume this is about our joining the Federation.
Yes, that in your technology, your transporter technology.
Of course. I will give you coordinates. You may beam there.
Very well. We'll be there shortly.
Oh, we're already in the process.
Are you beaming us? How very forward.
The world around you collapses, and you experience a horrifying sensation of your stomach dropping. This is not like any transport you've ever had, and it lasts quite a bit longer than you're used to, but transporting in aboard Loveless is instantaneous, but this feels as though you're falling asleep and waking up as if from an alcoholic stupor. But your senses are slowly coming back to you, and I'd like everyone to make a fitness and a security roll with a complication of 2, a task roll of 2. All right, everyone succeeds. Lieutenant Commander Belmont, you throw up in your mouth a little bit and kind of drop to your one knee. Welcome, crew of the USS Loveless, is it?
Yes, before formalities, we really would have appreciated it if you had let us come to you.
Of course.
This was very sudden.
I apologize.
An interesting experience, to say the least.
You find yourself in almost a cavernous room. It is carpeted similarly to the room you were just in. However, this room is red, and the walls are covered in long curtains. There's pinstriped material in blacks and silvers. There's a large window, and through this window, you can see expanding over as far as your vision will allow a giant megacity. There are shuttlecraft forming organized lines There are factories producing incredible amounts of fumes. But before you in this room, probably 30 or 40 feet away, is a desk. And behind the desk sits a older male who you assume to be President Volk. I apologize for the disorientation. Please have a seat. We can begin discussions.
Of course, so long as that doesn't happen again.
Understood. The president is wearing what almost appears to be a suit jacket. Just a fancy dress, kind of ornate outfit. Seated is about the same height as all of you. However, the chairs that you are given in front of this desk are quite a bit shorter. So, welcome to Brika 3. I appreciate your coming here on our behalf. How can I make your stay here more comfortable?
Let's just get down to business. As I really don't want to spend too much time on this.
Oh, Captain. Surely you can experience some of our hospitality here.
It's all right. I would rather that we cut the hospitality and get right into discussion. There is much to be discussed.
A man who knows what he wants. That's what this planet thrives on, Captain. See, we here at Brika 3 understand the value of saying what you mean, doing what you mean, finding some actionable course and seizing it. Look around you, look outside. That wasn't built by people who go with the flow.
I can see that. You've been very industrious. Very, very industrious indeed. And I must say, your technology has us at Starfleet very interested with the prospects of being able to transport 10 times our own range.
Ah, the transporter, of course. Well, if you would like, I can arrange a meeting with our head astrophysicist, Dr. Meek. If you would want to tour his facilities, I'm sure he'd be more than grateful.
Oh,
I
yes.
love that, yeah.
Yes, Lieutenant Belmont has actually been the most interested in this technology. He's quite a fanatic.
Belmont. You. Points at you, Belmont. Are you an engineer?
I am. Yes, sir.
Really? Have you invented anything?
Many things, actually.
Really?
Hmm?
Like what?
I brought, and I have the little folded up bits of schematics. I've got quite a few things, but these are all based off of teleporter technology. What with your technology being so unique, most of the things that I have here are that there's one that actually uses teleporter technology to replicate food at a distance that actually still doesn't work. But yeah, no, I like to tinker when I get the opportunity.
Interesting. Well, we're happy to have you. I'm sure Dr. Meek will love to hear about your little inventions. The president hits a button on the desk. Dr. Meek, you may come in now. The door hisses open. And in Clipsy-Clopsies, a rather short for a Brocksheen scientist dressed in white robes with some sort of seeing apparatus along their face, much like glasses, although they appear mechanical in nature. Hello. Hi. I assume you are the Federation delegation? Just gonna...
That would be correct.
They're tapping on their little pad, their little data pad, making an extensive list of notes. All right. Let's see. Captain Lockstead, Commander Herrick, Lieutenant Commander Belmont, and Lieutenant Ram, yes?
Would be correct.
All right. Right this way, everyone. I'll take you down to the research and development layer.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I think Belmont stands up a little shakily, but excited, and follows.
The president, before you walk out, the president calls over to you. See me on your way back, Federation. I'd like to continue discussions over our joining with your organization somehow.
Of course, after the demonstration, we'll be back to discuss.
Fantastic. The scientist, Dr. Meek, is older and sort of smells kind of musty. Maybe like they haven't left the lab in a few days. But Lieutenant Commander Belmont, you specifically can relate.
Oh yeah, I think I'm nose deaf at this point. I mean, I don't think I've had a chance to stop over the past 18 hours. I'm sort of running on adrenaline and excitement at this point.
You find at the end of a small hallway, a pad. It appears almost to be a full slab of crystal. It's not. It wouldn't look out of place as like a coffee table cut from the inside of a geode. And the scientist steps up on it and motions for you to do the same.
Is this the
To the science layer.
transporter?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm actually, as Belmont's like, is this a transporter pad?
Oh, well, actually, yes. All of the transportation technology here relies on quartz crystals.
Quartz crystals.
That's right.
Really?
Our mantle is quartz here on the planet.
And you're able to. Do you? All right.
It's rather
I think-
fascinating. Here, come along. Come to the research and development layer. It's wonderful.
All right. Is it going to? It was a bit rough on the stomach before. I'm not sure if.
Oh,
That's
over great distances, it can be slightly disorienting. I'll run a full diagnostic on you when we get down.
Distance, right? Sure. Okay. And then I happily get on top of the platform.
All right, everyone in? The scientist hits a button on the wall, and again, you are transported to a large room. It is white, rather sterile. There are several other workers here who are all sort of busy working at stations, working at moving equipment. There are large, almost like mechanical forklifts being operated as though they were like power suits, moving gear, moving boxes, moving huge crates. There's a large window, probably 3 stories tall, and you can look through this window and see an enormous warehouse filled with crates. Right this way, everyone. Right this way. So tell me about your disorientation. What sort of symptoms are you experiencing?
Well, they were pretty brief. I mean, I don't know about everybody else, but there was a lethargic feeling that sort of came over after we.
You over there! Tighten down the self-sealing stem bolts. They're gonna pop. The small worker sort of jumps and almost drops the hyperspanner and just continues working. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And a little bit of nausea.
Nausea.
Yeah, it was actually quite sudden, and then maybe a little bit of I don't know if it was an equilibrium thing, but and maybe a little inner ear disorientation. But it was pretty brief.
Interesting. You're being led down now a flight of stairs towards the warehouse.
If I could ask, do you use and I'm basing this off of the technology we use, do you use a pattern buffer system for things you transport?
A pattern buffer for the transporter. It's complicated. I don't know how your pattern buffer works aboard the Loveless. Looks down at the pad. Loveless, right? Loveless.
Yes, Loveless. Well, it essentially just it stores the pattern of water, whatever it transports before it reconstitutes it in the location that it's pointing at. So,
what is the medium that you use for such a buffer system? Do you use
the pattern buffer itself?
isolinear chips? Maybe we've heard of
It is.
isolinear.
Well, yes, it is an isolinear chip system.
I see. Yeah, we're strictly quartz crystal based here.
And you're able to regulate power through the quartz
by attuning the quartz to a very specific frequency. I told you to tighten those self-stealing stem bolts. The worker is near tears and very clearly anxious. Yes, sir.
You been having some issues lately? Some
Yeah, the issue is finding the right kinds of help.
Oh, are these not well trained?
They could use some discipline. The workers all kind of straighten up their backs, and you can feel a little bit more tension in the air.
Right. So I'm sorry. You were mentioning frequencies for the quartz. So you're actually managing a frequency to generate your power, or to at least regulate it.
That's right.
Okay.
I was told you have inventions. You've got some kind of invention.
Well, I have some diagrams. We have a replicator system. I'm actually not sure if you have something like that on the planet, but essentially we can create material within a fairly small space, depending on what we're trying to do. It has been scaled up. I used our transporter technology to try and project a replicated item across a space. I have failed, but it's possible that your technology could be used in that. So I'm not quite, I need to really take a look at your...
So you're unable to transport food?
Well, no, we can transport it, but I was trying to replicate it as it's transporting, and almost on the fly. So it's almost cutting out the middleman of creating something and then moving it. It would create as it moves.
Do you have schematics for this?
I do, yeah, actually. And then Belmont holds them out and says, "Hey, you can take a look."
Thank you. The scientist takes the schematics, looks them over. Very, very nice work.
Well, thank you, but I do have to caution you. There's a power regulation issue.
They hit a button on their robe, and immediately you feel that sinking sensation. All of you feel that sinking sensation. And this is a fantastic time for a break.
Oh.
We'll be back after this short break with more Star Trek Adventures Loveless right after this. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Star Trek Adventures Loveless. My name is Nicotine. I want to give a very big thank you to the subscribers we've had so far today. Amy, Najti, Andromeda, Annika, and Lucid Fox. You're wonderful. Big thank you to the followers as well. We bring you now to the second half of Star Trek Adventures Loveless. If you are listening to the show on podcasting apps such as Spotify or Stitcher, know that we record this show live every Tuesday. I almost said Friday. Every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific. That's 6 p.m. Eastern. Our Friday show happens at 3 p.m. Pacific as well. It's called Doomlore, a 40K story. I encourage you to come check it out. It's a lot of fun. The crew has just been beamed to a location. We come now to that location. Crew, you find yourself in a vast, cavernous enclosure. The walls appear to be made of some kind of stone. There's grit under your bare feet, and as you look down, you notice that all of you are barefooted. You're, in fact, not wearing your uniforms. You have been changed into robes. But these are not robes that were the ornate variety. They are rags, little more than rags. Before you, there is a long queue, like a toll booth almost. And you see 15, 20 different people standing in this queue in different parts of it with 8 different entryways, checkpoints. A voice over the loudspeaker happens. This is President Vault. Welcome to the rest of your life. Here you will work 18 hours a day. You will be fed 2 meals. And if any of you have any problem with this, we'd be happy to take your survey. Before you are checkpoints. Be sure you report your position every 3 hours. You are expected to harvest at least 1 ton of quartz crystal every single work cycle. You may, of course, harvest more. We will go easier on you if you harvest more. Do not find out what happens if you harvest less. You will not receive bathroom breaks. You will not receive breaks of any sort. Have fun. The microphone cuts out. There's another transport just next to your immediate position. And you see the Baraksheen who was working and with the self-sealing stem bolts with a panicked, wild look on their face, dressed in the same robes that you are. Oh, no. No, 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 take me back, take me back, take me back, take me back.
Well, I understand that they have exploited their planet. Now they're exploiting their own people for the sake of progress.
Their own people?
This is disgusting. We need to get out of here. Immediately.
Have they changed? They're exploiting Baraksheen now? I didn't think I'd ever end up here.
Well, neither did we.
Wait a minute. You mean haven't been exploiting the people on this
Along,
planet?
citizen.
Who have they?
The people up there. I said move along, citizens.
We should probably start moving towards the checkpoint, and maybe we can start asking around for that one lady's brother, Salutes. It's likely it's going to be down here.
You make your way through the queue. The queue is long, tedious. The person who is responsible for receiving you is cruel. You all have your heads shaved to prevent any kind of transmittable, communicable, parasitic infection. You are sprayed down with some sort of antiseptic. It burns. And you find yourself in a quite sterile concrete box. All three of you. There's no place to sit. And the floor is concave with a small drain at the bottom. You hear footsteps outside, clipsy-clopsing about.
I have no idea what to do here, Captain.
We're going to need to find a way out of here, obviously. And as soon as we're out, we need to find our comm badges, get back to the ship, and then notify Starfleet what's going on here.
It'd be difficult. Commander Herrick, as a security officer, did you see anything that we can exploit?
You can make a roll for me, Herrick.
Yeah.
It'll be an insight and security roll. Complication of 2. Task roll of 2. Oh, full success. During the initiation procedure, where you were all brought in, you noticed that a large portion of the services rendered unto you were automated. You suspect that there are probably not too many authority figures down here, that perhaps most of this establishment is automated.
Their one weakness may be in their lack of personnel, but I'm not quite sure what their surveillance capabilities are.
Well, it is a very bad idea for them if they intend to hold us here. Do you think, at this point, he even cares? You think he can get away with it?
I would say, Captain, that if they have gone to the trouble to do this, they are very confident in their capabilities.
Well, let's see if we cannot crush that confidence. Find a way out of here.
We need to start hiding a communicator in RAM.
Get like a little compartment installed in his like his belly.
Yeah. I mean,
They tried to pull a fast one on us. Yep,
Actually-
just beam us up.
does
Arm faces.
Like a treasure troll.
actually he might have some level of that capability. When he was in, does he have the ability to broadcast?
Can we put things in him?
Can we put things? Can we take
Lieutenant
things
Commander
out of him?
Belmont, you can make a roll for me. You can make an insight and engineering roll.
Make a
Alright.
roll to put things in RAM.
What's the complication?
The complication will be of, well, you don't know the inner workings of RAM. It'll be a complication of 3. Complication of 3 and a task roll of 2. I'll let you use a focus if for a 1 point of momentum. Oh, sorry, I should have reduced a point of momentum as well. Or a point of threat, rather. So the threat now stands at 2, and would you like to use a point of momentum to use a focus?
So I do have an experimental technology focus, along with. No, that's probably the only one. But I don't know if he fits into that.
I would say that Lieutenant Ram probably fits into that. You have enough experience with the connection ports for Lieutenant Ram during maintenance that you could probably figure it out. I'd let you use a focus if you wanted to use it for a point of momentum.
Okay. Then I'll go ahead and do that.
Right, the momentum goes down now to 2. Go ahead and use your focus with a complication of 3 and a task roll of 2. Wow. All right, full success. There actually have been full successes this entire time. Almost. I think the only one that wasn't a full success was another roll from you. All right, well, you can make your case to Lieutenant Ram as to why you should use components from Lieutenant Ram to try to contact someone. I will say that you, Lieutenant Commander Belmont, understand from childhood that part of the, do-it-yourself science kits you were given as a child were to build rudimentary radios using none other than quartz crystals.
Quartz radios? Fuck yeah. Okay.
So
I'm
you
all about it.
could potentially create a radio using components from Lieutenant Ram to do that.
All right.
Belmont phone home.
Lieutenant Ram.
Yes?
I have a question, and I don't want to overstep, but it is very possible that you have a few components about yourself that could help us.
Right. Help in what way, and how many components are we talking here?
I'm not 100% sure about the components that you have within yourself. I've got a loose knowledge. But
That fills me with a lot of confidence, loose knowledge.
Well, I think it's fair to say that I've never actively asked to open you up, and I wouldn't do that because I respect you as a person. But your communication equipment within you is possible. I can use some of those components in order to create a frequency of sorts from the quartz around here, and get a message out to the Loveless.
Right. So, by communication, do you mean like speaking?
Your voice box, yeah. I'm
My
going.
voice box, right. Would you, I know you're good at your job, but would you know how to put me back together again? I only just got back. You want to send me back there already?
No, I don't want to, but we're in an odd situation here. It is possible, once I look at how the inner workings, it's possible that I won't have to do anything too aggressive to the parts. A radio is a radio. It's a pretty basic thing. I'm pretty much just attaching it to crystals at this point. If there's a copper wiring, I may have to do some wrapping. It's just, I'm not sure how much I have to do until I take a look.
Right. Now, in this sense, do you have the tools to do this? I'm not like a slice of meat you can just go like whack with, I can,
Well,
I have intricacies.
Right. That's very true. Yes and no. No, as in I don't have a spanner of sorts to open you up, but I assume that you might have something like that on your person, maybe? I actually don't know.
Lieutenant Ram, you can make me a roll to see if you have tools. It'll be an insight and science roll. Or an insight and engineering roll with a complication of 2 and a task roll of 2. Okay.
No, success. Is there something going on here?
There shouldn't be.
We've all rolled almost the exact same thing.
I don't know. So
It's the ADA buff.
Full full success. You do, Lieutenant Ram. You actually do have a small emergency toolkit to make repairs on yourself, sort of like a first aid kit.
It's Allen keys.
Yeah, but then it only
Oh my
works on
God.
it only works on you, and you actually store it underneath a panel on your skin and your forearm. You can peel back the skin on your forearm and reveal that toolbox.
If you're gonna let me, of course. Yeah.
Well, if you don't have the tools on you, I do have like a little set of stuff I use in emergency cases. It depends if you consider this an emergency case.
Well, absolutely. You have you do have tools on yourself. You have those. Just
That's it. See, let me show you. Just the arm here. I'm just gonna like peel this back.
Captain, you watch this happen, and
See, look, I've just got a little set of tools here. It's just regular old tools. Some Allen keys.
I am.
Fascinating and disturbing at the same time.
I'm impressed. I'm wondering if I can create a little synthetic. Belmont's running through his head. Can I put tools in myself? Anyway,
Herrick is
right.
Herrick is nonplussed.
Eric's
Right.
just wondering why this is taking so long at this point.
It's only logical.
So, do you mind if I open you up, as the saying goes?
Yes, but I recommend that we go somewhere a little bit quiet, a little bit more private, so we're not seen.
Actually,
I
yeah,
can
we-
turn
they might
around
have
if this is
surveillance here.
embarrassing.
No, it's completely fine. It's natural. It's
I'm
just,
allowed
you
to
know,
watch.
Yes, feel free to. It's just, we don't know what sorts of surveillance is down here. I don't want to be taken away and thrown in the scrap.
Right. I'm sure. I guess I'm looking around to see if there's any noticeable security cameras that can see us from where we're at.
Inside this, no.
Yeah, because we're inside a little place, right?
Mhm, yeah.
And there's nothing really there.
No,
Or
it's
can I
it's
not
it's
tell?
essentially a concrete box with some lighting, and there's not
Okay.
even any furniture. Just a concave floor with a small drain in the center.
Okay. Well, we can go against the wall over here, and maybe Commander Herrick, Captain, you guys can stand sort of nearby, and just in case anybody does come by, I'm not sure if anyone even would, but just in case. And then I'll take those tools, and get to work. So I'll probably have Ram sort of lay back on the ground, and I'll
Face
look
down?
Definitely not. No, I'm not going in through the back of your neck. I'm looking at your throat or your jaw, somewhere that I can access, if there is an access. And I don't even know if I see anything. If not, I will ask. Be like, do you know if there's a way to unhinge your jaw to get to your throat? Is that where your voice box is actually?
Yes, I mean, I tried. I imagine it's in my throat. It would make sense to know why it'd be anywhere else.
Well, I'm your systems are a little foreign, so is there a way for you to open your throat or your neck or your jaw or something so I can get a peek?
Is there a way? Can I just go like?
There is a way for you to unhinge your jaw, yes. However, Commander Herrick, you're the only one who appears to be able to hear a set of footsteps that appear to be climbing down a hallway of some kind outside, as the threat meter is reduced down to 1.
Belmont,
Yes.
return the tools to Lieutenant Ram quickly.
Ram, there you go.
Oh, right, I'll just put them back in.
They're not going in.
Do you
There
have
appears
any
to
other-
be.
The box wasn't closed properly. There's tools sticking out.
Ram puts the tools in his mouth.
The door opens. It's Dr. Meek. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to our facility. Anyone experiencing the same sort of nausea? You, Elmont? Nausea?
Let me make this perfectly clear. You've made a grave mistake, and you can correct that if you let us go immediately.
They have a tricorder of yours, and they're scanning you with it. This is fascinating, by the way. I can't even imagine the kinds of leaps and bounds we can make with this.
You won't get very far treating allies like us this way.
Oh,
You would have access to this if you were
on the
integrated into the Federation.
On the contrary,
understand.
we have gotten so far. Everything we have is, well,
Taken, stolen from those less fortunate to have crossed your path.
requisitioned, please.
Herrick exchanges a glance with the captain,
Yes, sir.
waiting on some sort of say-so if he wants him to try something.
You know, I did actually experience some nausea and a weird rash. If you did want to know something, have you ever seen a rash like this before? And I'll just kind of like tilt my arm towards myself so he has to kind of reach in to get a look.
A rash? That's new.
And I'll like give like a quick glance to Eric.
Give the go-ahead wink.
Yeah, Herrick,
Is-
do you... He's close enough for you to
Yeah.
hit, although this creature, Dr. Meek, is 8 feet tall and, has...
Well, is he stooping down to look?
is pretty stooped, yeah. They're not exactly the tallest among them. They're probably not 8 feet. They're probably more like 7. Definitely the shortest one you've seen, although still taller than you.
He's a Sigma Satyr.
They've stooped down quite a bit to look.
Harry's gonna go ahead and try to go in for that neck pinch, actually.
For the neck pinch, all right. I'll let you make a roll for it. That'll be a daring and security roll with a complication of 2 and a task roll of 2. You can use a focus for a point of momentum.
What do you think, guys?
Knock
No.
that bitch out.
At this
Hey.
point, I want to test our luck for these fucking rolls. So
Yeah, let's see what we got. Let's you want to do momentum or not, guys?
I think we should do momentum. I think our luck's gonna run out. We've been rolling pretty high.
fair enough.
All right. Well.
All right, go ahead and use your focus and complication of 2, task roll of 2.
Oh shit.
The momentum counter comes down to 1. You want to
And we've
describe
killed
it?
the doctor.
You want to describe it, Commander Herrick?
Herrick will stand there, just still as a statue, and wait until the last possible moment of the doctor being completely distracted at the possibility of a new symptom before he calmly just reaches over, puts his hand against the nape of the creature's neck, and then just applies a quick sudden pressure and drops him like a sack of potatoes.
The creature immediately is dropped like a sack of potatoes. However, is dropped with the entire weight of the body on Captain Lockstead.
Jesus! Somebody get him off of me, please.
Yeah, Captain, absolutely. I kneel down and start pulling him off, and at the same time, I'm digging through his coat for any technology, anything
Yeah.
that looks like a device, anything, just scouring.
Yeah, you find your phasers, all of your phasers, and 2 tricorders.
Eric's gonna pump that bad boy to maximum stun.
I thought you were just gonna be kill.
No, we're not gonna. He's not gonna
Maximum
just start
kill.
vaporizing people.
When pissed. Yeah. So is there anything else? So he had the tricorder. We have the phasers. Is there anything else, or is that it?
That's it. That's all you find in his person. Oh, and the data pad.
The data
with
pad,
all of his
okay.
notes.
Oh, I am definitely holding on to that. So yeah, I guess hand out all the phasers to everybody. And
In case anybody's curious, setting 3 is maximum stun.
setting 3 is maximum stun. Okay, so
Yes.
I think
It's a stun where you don't get up from.
If you go to 7, you kill them immediately, and 8 just turns them into nothing.
yeah, that's the vaporize. Yeah. All right, so
Oh.
Captain, phaser setting
3, let's be safe.
3.
We're not here to kill. We're here
3.5. Let's get spicy.
Can you do 3.5? Now I'm curious.
I bet you could,
Can you?
Commander Belmont. I bet you
Oh,
could.
you know what? I'm not gonna fuck around.
Commander
right
Belmont detonates a phaser.
now. You can do that. That is.
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
thing you
that
can
actually
do.
is the thing. You can detonate the phasers if you choose to do so.
Phaser overload.
You have to overload them really fast. Yeah, no. So to 3 is fine. Okay. So, Commander Herrick, I imagine we're gonna be following your lead.
Correct. Herrick will do a cautious little look-see out of the cube, or
Yeah,
out
you,
of Ben Shapiro's hypercube, and
you see a long corridor full of doors that are identical to your doors with some alien markings on them.
Should we? Are they all electronic looking type doors? Or are they bolt lock type doors?
They are all concrete, but they all appear to have electronic locking mechanisms.
did we find any did the goat doctor bring his data pad down?
Yeah,
Oh, that's right. I've got.
you do
that.
have that
Oh, there
data.
you go.
Right. I think I'd probably be looking at that and looking around, trying to see if there's some sort of master switch, and say, Captain, I'm trying to see if there's a way to open up all these doors at once. I imagine no one's here by choice.
No, I couldn't imagine that at all, unless being held a prisoner in the worst possible work environment ever imagined was something somebody wanted to do.
There's likely to be 1 or 2 people that are in this or in for this, but yes, I'll.
Okay, maybe 1 or 2. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. There might be an outlier.
Yep. So yeah, I'm looking for a way to open up all the doors, and then also mentioning, by the way, the lady, what was her name? Chantar. Chantar had mentioned her brother, so we might want to, I don't know, call out just in case.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm looking for a way to open up all these doors.
Well, because you don't have your comm badges and no link to the Lovelace, the Universal Translator is not online for any of you. However, Lieutenant Ram may be able to interface with it with a high enough roll.
Oh yeah.
That'll be a
Lieutenant Ram, remove the toolkit from your mouth.
Right, sorry about that. I just wanted to make sure that it was safe.
That's a good idea.
The toolkit
Mission
is
accomplished.
rather large to fit in any human mouth, and Lieutenant Commander Belmont, your engineering brain is wondering, like,
Don't bring your filth in here.
where that toolkit went.
Don't.
There's a TARDIS in his mouth, and is there some sort of spatial anomaly in there?
A question for another time, Lieutenant Commander.
Mouth of holding confirmed.
Yep, there it is. Well, that was the show, everybody.
Okay.
So can I put the toolkit back in my arm?
Just back in my mouth.
So, are we trying to get him to do a communication-y thing with his?
If you'd like.
Right, I guess I just plug myself in, just kind of like...
I'm not quite sure. What's our goal here? Are we trying to communicate with the people locally, or are we trying to actually find a way to communicate outwards?
It's up to you, up to the captain, maybe.
We should communicate first to the Lovelace to let them know of our situation and see if we cannot get beamed back. This is not an ideal situation. It won't help anyone here or us if we can't get ourselves situated before confronting,
The only thing I'm concerned about, Captain, is with their beaming technology, since we don't understand it, if we beam out, we may be beamed right back down. Not that we don't have some control right now, but who knows what they'll do once they notice we're gone.
Very true. Well, if we can find a way to release all the prisoners here and incite a riot, we might have enough time.
Actually, if we are able to release everybody, just through sheer force of numbers, I mean, even though they do have a distance they can teleport, I don't know how many of us they could teleport at once, or how great their tracking technology would be. So yeah, we could overwhelm them in a sense.
Very well. Let's proceed forward with that plan.
Okay. So, Ram, gonna need you to try and communicate with the locals, and I'm still looking for a way to let them out, to open.
Sure. It is alien. That's so completely different from any language you've seen written that it's very, very difficult to understand.
So yeah, I hand it over to Ram to peruse and try and figure it out.
Right. Can I look around, see if there's...
Yeah, Lieutenant Ram, why don't you make me a roll? It'll be an insight and engineering roll with a complication of 3 and a task roll of 2.
Ooh.
Okay.
Hell with you and your wish for something difficult.
We can
Okay.
do anything.
Sure.
Sure.
Is this last episode where everything was the fucking
Kiss
perfect
my
roll?
ass.
Yeah, it's the Ada buff. It's where Ada just lets us do everything.
God, I guess.
Jacked up in goo, aren't
Chad Loveless away team.
All right. Well, Lieutenant Ram, you pull out the port that you use to communicate to the main computer aboard the Loveless, and the connection on it is something that you're very familiar with. However, you haven't really done this since you got back from your extended stay at the Daystrom Institute. And as you move the port closer to the pad, the port starts to fan out like an aperture almost. And from within this aperture, a small, almost vibrating, lighted piece extrudes. The universe has given you 1 extra point of threat. Thank you, Maybun.
Uh-oh.
This connection port is seemingly very different from anything you're familiar with. But you suspect it may be able to interface with this alien technology.
Well, here goes nothing.
You
Ram would try to interface.
you touch it with the connection port, and you see, you are able to see this because of your eyes, but none of the other crewmates can see this. Extraordinarily small hairs, like tendrils, extrude themselves at an extremely alarmingly fast rate from this port. And you can tell that it's seeking, these little hairs are like inside of the machine now, seeking out any electrical components that they could possibly interface with. It's unnerving, and the sensation is very disorienting for you, Lieutenant Ram. You fall down in the process. However, your feet are still flat on the ground.
Are they magnetized by any chance?
The magnetization is still on, yes.
How magnificent. No, magnificent. I was working on that pun. I just couldn't get it.
Oh, don't worry about me. I just fell down.
Are you? Well, you didn't though. Are you okay?
I mean, I'm okay. I mean, I did technically fall down. Just because my feet are flat on the ground doesn't mean I fell down.
I suppose that's true.
Jeez.
But are you feeling okay? I mean,
A little bit woozy. Oh.
Uh-oh.
that
may
sounds
have an
just
issue. I'm a little bit rusty. You know, it's been a few weeks now. I'm a little bit rusty from doing this. You know, happens to a lot of androids.
oh, right. Should we?
You are communicating with the machine now, Lieutenant Ram, and you are able to sense exactly how to open up all of the doors. You can also tell that there has been a silent alarm that became a very loud alarm moments ago, and several guards are encroaching, closing in very quickly on your position. You can choose to open the doors.
I'll open up all the doors.
All the doors are now open. There are a lot of people in this corridor now. They are confused and scared.
Update. Doors have been opened, but secondary update, there are many guards converging on our position currently.
Captain, rallying
I can see
speech,
that.
maybe?
Will they understand me? They all speak.
Yeah.
We have a
maybe-
translator?
Maybe your tone.
Ooh, can you do just gestures?
I wasn't very good at pantomime.
Have you ever heard of interpretive dance?
Lieutenant
Maybe-
Ram, this data pad that you have does have your universal translator technology on it.
Oh, use this. The data pad. It should do what the translating for you, essentially. So you don't need to
Very
learn
good.
anything. Just do what you do. Do what you do best. Cool.
All right. I'd like to convince the crowd to turn on their oppressors.
All right. Sure. Make a roll for me. A daring and command roll with a complication of 2 and a task roll of 2.
It's gonna be
Ah,
fun.
5
to get
seconds
that
in, we've
Starfleet.
started a war of attrition.
Oh no!
No.
Well, you could.
Does he sound like a sim when he's talking to them?
He as Captain Lockstead approaches the door, you notice that all of the prisoners are 2 feet taller than you, and it will be difficult to get many of their attention. But you can
you
try
know
your
what?
best.
I think as I've noticed this, I'm like, you know what? Maybe we should try a different idea.
Well, what we could do is get in front of them, maybe shoot our phasers up once or twice, and then.
Oh,
do
that's a
this
great
ge-
idea,
and then-
Belmont.
And do this gesture. You know, just so we can turn on the lowest setting, just so they know we have weapons, and
That
fun.
seems unwise.
Belmont, I think the last thing that we need to do is shoot weapons into the air.
Well, at the lowest setting, I mean, it's not even really going to affect much, but just so they get their attention, Just,
Eric's going to set his phaser for a wider beam pattern
Sure.
while everybody's
Your phaser's on wide beam now.
Yep.
Maybe we just need to go ahead of them and hope they follow. I don't know.
I don't think that's going to. I think we need to make our way out of here, figure out where they have their transporter, and disable that so that we don't have to worry about that anymore.
Well, with the guards coming, we could we could maybe hide a little bit back in the crowd, let them get close, and then take them out with a little bit of surprise.
Ram, you know exactly where the security room is, which is what controls all of the automated functions and the transporter technology. And it's not far from your current location. It's down the hall. It's now full of screaming Bruxine and Dagon.
Right, it's 500 feet in that direction.
Oh, wow, that's
Well,
right.
very convenient and very good. Well, let's make our way there, disable the transporter, and then we can beam ourselves back on the ship and get back in contact.
we could beam everybody out of here first and then disable it.
But
If
they're
it'll
a
take the load.
distraction.
We'll have to look.
Yeah. Okay.
Excuse
Let's
me,
do that
excuse me,
first,
pardon
Slay.
me, pardon me, excuse me,
Oop,
excuse me,
pardon me.
pardon me, excuse me, excuse me.
Where am I? Where am I? Where's my family? You see people screaming and stomping, and they are very tall, and their hooves are very heavy. I would like all of you to take 3 points of stress.
Ooh.
Well, as we continue to
Your bodies are being jostled against the sides of this rather narrow corridor. You see one of the people has been knocked over and are being trampled.
Oh, probably run over and try and help that.
They're
person
bleeding
up.
quite profusely and they are not conscious.
Oh, no.
Well,
You are still being jostled.
we should probably make our way through this as fast as possible. I don't think it's only going to get worse, Captain.
Yes, agreed. We need to get this situation under control. We need to get to the security room immediately.
And not start firing on the crowd from within.
No.
A security room is 200 feet in that direction. Wait, no, that direction.
Oh, God. Glad that you still have a sense of direction through all of this.
Yeah.
You see
At 209.
one of the guards with a faceplate and body armor with a weapon of some kind aiming right at you.
Who's gonna react? Who's got a crack shot? Because I'm not.
Eric!
Yeah, Herrick will just,
You've got yours on wide beam.
yeah, is he, are we, yeah.
He's at a distance of
we-
maybe 15 feet, and at the end of this corridor.
How
Between
quick
you,
would it be for him to readjust his phaser?
between the jostling and the din of this crowd, you wouldn't have the time to adjust your phaser. There may be collateral damage of several of these innocents should you use your wide beam phaser on them.
Well, I suppose the benefit of that is if we can't directly see him, they'd have a pretty damn hard time seeing us. So Herrick would, is it a smooth corridor, or there like buttresses along the, or bulkheads
It's
along it,
just
or
smooth,
anything like
smooth
that?
corridor. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we are fairly short compared to these, right? I
Everyone around you is about 2 feet taller than all of you.
So they'd have a hard
Yeah.
time. See, we could.
Herrick will just retighten his phaser, but going off of the assumption that they can't see them. So,
Sure.
yeah.
The guard fires their weapon into the air, and you notice all the crowd around you kind of duck down for a second. Everybody in your vicinity kind of ducks down to avoid maybe being hit in the head, and the guard sees you, all four of you.
Herrick will take that moment to return a little fire.
Yeah, I think I would probably, as soon as everyone was down.
And we just started blasting.
we just started blasting.
Herrick, make me a daring and security roll with a complication of 2 and a task roll of 2. Wow.
My
Herrick.
God.
Herrick,
You know I keep that thing on me?
Herrick, do you want to describe it?
Well, simply put, once the guard fires his weapon and everybody goes down, the second that everyone lowers, Herrick's basically standing there with his arm extended, aimed at the guard, and just gives him a little old love tap on the chest there. And killed the rest of the crowd.
They were just so surprised at your aim.
The crowd does begin to quiet, and seeing that the guard has been dispatched, the crowd begins to converge. And you can see, Commander Herrick, the thought processes. You can feel the emotion in the air, whether it's, you don't even need to be Vulcan to understand that these are people who are starting to realize that maybe they're in control of this situation. And they descend on this guard and strip him of weapons. And you can see, and you can see one of them, matted fur and parts of their fur on their legs is like bald, and they've clearly been mistreated. And they just kind of stand up and hold the gun up. With me!
Oh boy.
And the crowd forms a small stampede towards them. And
You done spooked the Sadophobe.
and they're off. So I'd like all of you to take another 2 points of stress, being jostled through the corridor with this stampede.
Oh God.
But you are now at the end of the corridor and can
Keep following me.
So are we
Can
near
you
all
hear
the
the people
automated
sing?
systems and whatnot?
Yeah, as you make your way further away down the corridor with Lieutenant Ram, the noise of the crowd begins to dissipate, and you can hear it sort of in the background down corridors after corridors. But you make your way to the security room. The doors open. Likely the guard that was there came right out of this room and left the door open.
I think I'd rush in immediately and assess the systems as much as I could.
Sure. Yeah. That'll be a engineering roll of insight, insight and engineering with a complication of 2. Task roll 2.
Oh, I'm tired. It's been a long day.
Okay. Well, you are able, Lieutenant Commander Belmont, to find exactly how to use the mass transporter.
Okay.
You also suspect that this is probably the only location that they might be able to use it, given that the system before you runs entirely on quartz crystals rather than isolinear chips or any kind of other technology you're familiar with.
So this is important. This is like a important space.
This entire facility where they are mining this quartz crystal is kind of the foundation, the bedrock for this transportation technology. And as you press that button, another alarm goes off.
I don't know what I did.
Self-destruct sequence initiated.
Now I do.
Belmont, belay that!
Aye, Captain. Oh God. I guess
Doesn't
I'm
seem good.
gonna try and turn this off.
There is no off switch.
Do I have a
Captain.
comm badge?
No,
Right?
none of you have
No?
comm badges.
Captain, bad news. I don't think I can turn it off. However, I'm gonna see if I can use the mass transporter to get us out of here before it explodes.
All right, make me the same roll, Lieutenant Commander Belmont, to use the mass transporter.
I want to use some of that momentum, maybe.
Do I have enough momentum?
You
to
have
use
one
the focus?
momentum. You could use your focus, but that'd be all your momentum.
It's Vegas, baby. Let's just risk it.
Risk it without the focus.
No. Do the focus, please.
All right, I'll use the experimental technology. All right, Captain, let me just rewire this and I'll plug this into that and.
Full success. What is your destination? Where are you beaming everyone?
To the moon.
Didn't say which one or if it's inside the dome, but we're going to the moon.
I think from the coordinates that I saw earlier, I'm gonna try and put us there.
Seder coin.
You hear the transport and then you feel the transport. And as you are transported, you are sucked into this sensation again of being completely disoriented, and it lasts like a groggy sleep, like as if you were hit in the head without any pain. And when you come to, you are in a field. A lush, beautiful green field. And you can hear a familiar sound.
Ooh.
Around you, every few moments, another person, another Dagon, is transported near you. And as you look up, you can see an extraordinarily large orange ring growing from a tiny little pinpoint on the red planet directly above you.
You did that.
Whoops.
Did a little genocide there, bud.
Well, no, it's only genocide if it's an entire people's and if it's purposeful.
I don't think this was a part of Starfleet's mission statement.
Actually,
I'm not
honestly,
sure if they're like that.
I put the transporter on an incredibly wide area. It's very possible I transported everybody. That
In
might
the
be a
radius of the
problem.
mushroom cloud. It's
That-
okay.
That might be. Well,
Yeah.
the initial
Yeah.
location.
Sure. Everybody. Yeah.
Lieutenant Ram, you are still carrying the data pad.
It's the fuck around and find out doctrine.
You can tell the information from the datapad specifies that literally everyone who was in the vicinity of that mushroom cloud is actually transported here. And it's here.
Well, your mind can be clear, because by the looks of it, everyone has been cleared that was within the vicinity. Those that were outside the vicinity I can't account for, but those within, they're fine.
The shock waves, the earthquakes,
Radiation, you know.
I'm sure, considering the nature of such a industrious society, they'll be more than situated for earthquake and shock waves and whatnot.
Yeah.
However,
radiation.
The infrastructure.
well,
An
I mean,
intentional
remember that too.
detonation of a
Actually-
large quartz deposit.
the if it is radiation, again, considering the pollution level, they may be shielded from it. However, I'm a little concerned about the amount of people being transported here slowly. We may want to maybe make some people aware of that as soon as possible.
You look around, and several of the people who live at Paragon 1 are in tears as they embrace long-lost loved ones. Some of them who seem to have been gone a very long time.
Hey, I
And-
did that at least.
You can actually see through the crowd Shantar embracing the very same Dagon with the gun from before, who's thrown the gun on the ground and is embracing her.
We need to establish communication with the Loveless as soon as possible, Captain.
Absolutely. We did I'd like to say that we did a good thing today, but I'm not sure what we did after that explosion.
We saved
What's
a lot
good
of
and what's
people.
bad is subjective, after
Right.
all.
You actually see several of your security team walking towards you in this field, Commander Herrick, with their Type 2 phasers. Type 3 phasers, rather. They're rifle phasers. In formation, kind of jogging towards you, Herrick. And
Did y'all see that explosion?
they stand at attention near you, Commander Herrick, and they salute the captain first, and then they turn their face towards Herrick, and they just say, Commander, we formed a away team when we lost contact with you.
Very good. We need to return to the Loveless immediately and report what has happened to Starfleet.
Affirmative. Ensign May is at the front and has gestured behind, and you can see just outside the geodesic dome, there's one of the shuttles from the Loveless is right there. We didn't trust Salixon with the transporter. I hope that's all right.
Understandable.
Yes, Alexson should very much be getting some rest. We do have to make one arrest, though, assuming that the doctor has made it here and is not where that mushroom cloud is.
Yeah,
well,
everybody went.
everybody within a. Well, I'll have to look later, but I'm pretty sure he should be here somewhere.
If he was in the
Yes.
vicinity, they were most definitely transported somewhere.
Yeah.
And the actually was. I guess we wouldn't know how close that was compared to where we actually being down from here, could we?
Priva is walking towards you, Captain and crew. Crew,
Crew.
what happened?
It's a long story, but expect many more guests to be beaming here shortly.
Not all might be friendly, by the way. So if you have your own security, it might be best to have them ready.
Of course, our authorities are standing by. We saw a large energy reading from this field, and well, you can peer through the crowd and through some of the underbrush. And Herrick, you're able to spot several camouflaged security officers monitoring the situation heavily, but their numbers are impossible to discern. You suspect they are everywhere, behind every blade of grass here.
Is it like Harry and the Hendersons where they all look like trees?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
What a reference! Holy shit!
I believe they are adequately prepared for any sort of incident, Captain. We really should make the report.
Good. And let's get to the ship immediately and make a report to Starfleet on what happened here today.
Lieutenant Ram, you know that the datapad that you contain actually has all of the technology that Paradigm 1 has been denied for centuries. You could transfer that data to their central computer wirelessly should you decide to do so.
Or not.
I could give them the information now if you want, but I don't know if you want to talk to Starfleet first.
I think that's some prime directive stuff there, bud.
Well, they're technically.
We need to get that to Starfleet. And then it can be shared equally for those which Starfleet wants to give it to.
I don't think we can steal their technology either, though.
I don't know, it's up to Starfleet. Look, I'm just the messenger.
Actually, in this situation, I believe that we cannot use it ourselves, but we can pass it on to Starfleet so that they can make the proper.
Yeah, we can
line
dispense it.
Yeah.
We can
Dispensate it. Just
pass the buck, as it were.
we bought. Lieutenant Commander Belmont bought that data slate with a lot of people's lives down there, so we should
nobody
probably
died.
pass that.
Everybody's fine. Everybody's fine.
Yeah, everybody knows if you're outside the mushroom cloud, it doesn't hurt. You're like,
No, but everyone lives in buildings. They get oxygen from these people. It's fine.
I mean,
Oh, no.
are mushroom clouds part of the Prime Directive as well?
Well, no, that's not my fault. I mean, that's a system they had wired up.
who hasn't
we
blown up a
activated it.
civilization?
Who has a self-destruct on a single button that you can't? I mean, a careless guard could set it. That is not my. That is faulty engineering.
We
Who
didn't start the
among us-
fire.
Who among us hasn't caused an explosion on a planetary scale?
I do wonder that.
Herrick has not caused an explosion on a planetary scale.
Yeah, there's three people here that have not caused an explosion on a planetary scale right here.
Look, it wasn't planetary. It was localized on a.
You can see it
Planet.
from space.
You can see a lot of things from space.
Localized on a planet.
And again,
Yes, you can see the suffering
The
too.
mushroom cloud is not an indication of the actual damage.
Oh, no.
The
Yes,
damage is
that's
much
much
smaller.
wider.
No, the damage is much smaller than the mushroom cloud. That's literally how it works.
That sounds
Imagine
like
the economical impact
is-
it would have.
There is a fort. Look, I can do an analysis later. I'm happy to talk to Star Fleet about it.
Because you're getting court-martialed, son.
I haven't slept in probably like 24 hours at this point.
Don't tell
So
tell
you
them
went
how
on an
long
away-
you've been working your
So
crew.
you went on an
either.
away mission with your chief engineer who had not rested 24 hours
But look at all
and
the
caused
people
a
I
planetary
saved.
detonation.
It's it equals out maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it balances out. We're fine. It's fine.
A life for a life.
Oh god, I can just imagine the report to Starfleet now. Holy shit.
You know, it's so complicated because they've got to sit there and go, "Fuck, I don't even know."
Ensign, Ensign May and the rest of the security team are leading all of you over to the shuttle bay. Do you require medical assistance?
I believe Lieutenant Commander Belmont may need to speak with the ship's counselor.
No, I'm fine. I just need a nap.
Starts crying.
I didn't commit genocide. I don't even know who's dead, if anyone.
Oh man.
We have blown up ships before, probably.
Was that the comm badge?
Yeah. That was Ensign May's comm badge, and it's the Loveless. Ensign Salikson is at the bridge. Captain, is that you?
Yes. Yes, I'm here.
Ensign May is not pleased about her job description becoming comm badge holder now. Captain, we discovered that you weren't checking in, and we panicked and sent the security team. Is everything okay? They haven't killed anybody, have they? Because
Let's speak on the ship, but we're fine now. It's a long story. We need to make a report immediately to Starfleet. We were kidnapped by the president, and, well, let's just say that a lot of other things happened that will have to be written in a report. Very, very carefully written.
the line goes dead. They don't even say goodbye. They might have fallen asleep for all you know. And Priva, the older woman, is now standing near you and just says, "Thank you so much, Captain and crew of Loveless, for what you've done here today. Our authorities can handle everything here. Please take care of yourselves. Get some rest."
Yes, thank you very much for your assistance. And there was one other thing that I was curious about.
Anything.
Sorry, what is the name of the leader?
Priva. Her name is Priva.
Oh, I am speaking to Priva. Am I not?
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
oh, okay. I would like at least some tea to bring back to the Lovelace, if
I'm sure it can be
at all
arranged.
possible. Excellent, thank you. I need a lot of tea because I'm going to be writing a very long report tonight. A very, very long report.
Certainly. We'll have it sent to your ship.
Thank you, I very much appreciate that.
Of course. Have a safe trip home.
Thank you.
As you board the shuttle, the security team is sort of awkwardly standing along the sides, along the, like in rows along the sides of the shuttle. The rest of you, weary, sit down at your respective stations. Lieutenant Ram, you managed to boot it up and fly back to the Loveless, where you make it into the cargo bay without issue. You are greeted to a small group of very concerned engineering staff who are all incredibly pleased that you're here and alive. Gregory is near tears and just immediately hands you, Captain Lockstead, a fresh uniform with a brand new comm badge and just says, "Captain, I was so worried that something had happened. I haven't slept for like 3 days, and I was thinking that, maybe Maybe you'd been kidnapped. I don't know, by aliens. Ah!
Herrick neck pinches. Record.
Thank you.
Do you want?
No.
I was like,
I'm like, oh, that's
That
fine.
hurts people.
it does hurt people.
Look, I'm sure that you haven't had sleep long before you started worrying about me, the way things have been running around here. It's all right. I'm fine. There's no need to fuss. I agree.
All right. Okay. I
All
just
right.
wanted to make sure that you're okay.
I know. And I would have to ask you one other thing. Stop leaving notes at the turbo lift when I try to go to the bridge. And I don't care how thoughtful they are. I don't care how well constructed they are. I just do not appreciate notes like that being left when I'm on my way to the bridge.
Notes? What kind of notes do you mean?
How'd you know? It was me?
What do you mean notes?
See to it that it doesn't happen.
I'll make sure
Yes?
that whoever's leaving those notes knows not to do that, because that's weird, right?
All right, well, I have a very long report to be getting to. Send tea to my ready room if you could, please.
Somebody else handles that request. You're
I'd be
all
crying for hours.
you're all back on the bridge, and the report has been filed, Captain Lockstead. Everyone has received, several hours of necessary recovery time, and you can deliver an address back to the rest of the crew if you'd like.
Oh, boy. That was not an easy report to make, and I am dreading when Admiral Black reads it. All right. No, I will admit it's not entirely your fault, Belmont. You didn't
No,
know.
I mean, I gave you my report. If anything, it was shoddy engineering. And honestly, it's their fault for teleporting us or transporting us down there to begin with. So they set the whole. And that's in the report. So.
Captain,
Yes, computer.
would you still like Lieutenant Commander Belmont to report to the ship's counselor?
Yes.
Lieutenant Commander Belmont, I am now updating your schedule.
Thank you, computer. Thank you, Captain. I will make good use of that time.
Yes, it's necessary that you accept your faults and not try to shift the blame and justify.
I thought I was going to the counselor because I may have just murdered hundreds of thousands of people, and the grief might.
Well, that and just how you are handling it and processing it. I don't want you to. I don't want you to be consumed by grief, but I also don't want you to make excuses for what happened.
That's fair. That's fair. I'll start by admitting that I pushed that button by accident.
Lieutenant
Frankly,
Commander
we're all
Belmont. Go ahead, Commander Herrick. No, please finish your thought.
No,
It
no,
wasn't that
don't let
important.
don't let me bother you, computer. You
No,
go ahead and
no,
do your job. No, no.
please, go right
I'd hate-
ahead.
I'd hate to ever have something to say.
Please,
You go
sir.
ahead and do what you need to
Commander
do.
Herrick, please. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, we're not during the show.
You
We're not
forgot what you were
doing
going
it.
to say, didn't you?
I'm really
Maybe.
I'm really surprised at the emotions coming from Commander Herrick over there.
Yeah, Herrick, is everything
Herrick
okay?
neck pinches Belmont.
I think Commander Herrick
I'm
also
rolling
needs to
for
go
it
see
right
the
now.
counselor.
Lieutenant Commander Belmont,
Yes.
please report to Ada.
Yeah, I neck pinched Belmont just fine.
Is
Full
is
success.
Ada the
Counseling.
counselor? Yes. I'm on on it.
Affirmative.
I'm leaving. I'm going straight there.
Isn't
Thank you,
Ada
computer.
psychic goo?
Yes.
Affirmative.
Wouldn't she have felt all those people get vaporized?
Affirmative.
Oh boy.
I still don't know how many people were actually killed.
Well, the goo will tell you.
How
Captain
many people did I
Lockstead,
save?
Yes, computer.
all hands transmission is online. You may speak at will.
Thank you. Crew of the Lovelace, this is Captain Eugene Lockstead. First things first, I would like to say thank you for your long hours which will be amended. Please, if you have not received a proper amount of sleep, you are allowed that sleep now. Find someone who has had the appropriate amount of sleep and delegate the work to them. Crew, we are going to be taking a couple of days to recuperate so as we can remain efficient. And there will be very, very strict new rules when it comes to work hours. Aside from that, Gregory, stop leaving notes in the turbo lifts. I don't care how cheery they are, and I do not care how good you think they make people feel. There's your last warning. And don't put them on people's backs too, because I saw that. Someone had a note on their back and it said, "Hello, Captain," and I know that was you, Gregory, and I'm not having it anymore. Very well. And, Lockstead out.
All right. As the crew of the USS Lovelace all collectively find their way to their stations, only for their stations not to operate by telling them to just go to bed instead, the captain and crew of the bridge on the USS Lovelace set course out of Breaka 3. Leaving in their wake a disruption on a planetary scale
Belmont's war crime.
and bringing with them incredible stolen technology.
Okay. So what's worse, my crime, which was an accident, by the way, I hit a button on foreign technology and couldn't do anything about it, and saved as many people as I could, or stealing.
Oh my
It's
god.
a terrible
people
situation
up.
to be put in.
You
Well,
can't
stealing.
unblow them up, Belmont.
Great job, everyone. Great job.
Yeah.
Good work with the session today. Amazing job. Thank you so much. That was wild. I didn't expect a planetary explosion.
Well, I didn't either. Apparently, I just walked into the room and was like, "Ooh, red button."
We're gonna call that the Belmont maneuver.
Destroying the evidence.
No, but I saved so many people. I saved
Crippling
so
a world.
many people.
The Belmont Protocol.
Belmont Protocol. saved-
Belmont at the therapist. I saved so many people.
I did. I still have no idea how many people had died down there.
According to Ram, there were no people who died down there. That the immediate explosion killed nobody. That everybody was transported away.
Right. So if anything,
But the further effects.
the further effects would have been, well, they wouldn't have ports for some of the things they want to do anymore. I guess since they were getting materials from the planet, there's no way to transport it. But you know, they're talking with Federation. That's fine. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. I did a good thing, sort of.
Lieutenant Commander, you're crying again.
I need to justify it.
How does that make you feel?
Honestly, I just don't see the problem with it. It's just stuff. It's just
And then we
stuff.
learned Belmont's a sociopath.
I have. No, it's courts and buildings and furniture.
It's not like they
and
were real.
electronics. No, there's no people. No people were
We're probably
harmed.
all in a simulation anyway. This is probably all a holodeck. Okay.
No people were harmed. I mean, If you break a cup, do you feel like you need counseling? No. And
That cup was full of several thousand people, though.
there were
but-
no people. The people. Ram said no people were harmed. 0 people. I just broke
As far as we could tell.
their ability
Just imagine an explosion so large you can see it from the moon.
But that's
So-
not fair. That's like the butterfly effect. You bump into someone, it slows them down, they get killed in a car accident. Is it your fault?
Okay, but to be fair, Ram also told us the computer was functioning. Oh my god.
Functionally.
There. See, isn't that a weird word?
It is.
Normally, when in fact it tried to kill us, so he is not exactly the paragon of correct information.
But it's
He never
all I
claims to
have,
be.
and no one's given me anything to the contrary, so I have no reason to believe otherwise. Therefore, I am absolved. Of
The
said
psychic jelly can
crime.
definitely let you know, though.
I will ask her about it, since I'll be like, did I kill anybody?
Why won't you look me in the face?
Did I? Where is her face? What are you looking at?
Well,
How do you look?
we're going to start the next episode with your therapy session, Lieutenant
I
Commander
love it.
Belmont. Just so you know, I've
I'm
already
ready.
committed to it. Next episode is going to start with that session.
Mandatory therapy.
I'm ready for this therapy session so much.
Well, thank you all so much for being a part of the show tonight. I really appreciate it. And big thank you to all the subscribers. Maybun for the threat. That's wonderful. Thank you all so much. This is Star Trek Adventures Loveless here on Fable Scraps. We do the show live every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific, that's 6 p.m. Eastern, here at twitch.tv/FableScraps. You can catch our VODs on YouTube or here at Twitch. You can also listen to us in podcast form on podcasting apps such as Spotify or Stitcher. And you can hang out with us at our Discord community at fablescraps.com/Discord. We also have a Twitter account where we post going live notifications if you want to get updated when we are live. That said, I'd like to go around and give everybody a little shout out. We'll kick things off with Fist of the Walrus.
Hello, I'm Fist of Walrus. I played Captain Eugene Lockstead. Honestly, this episode, I feel really bad for Belmont that he just happened to press the destroy everything on a planetary scale button. It reminds me of that Monsters vs. Aliens film where it's like the coffee button and then the nuke button for the president. It just kind of reminds me of that. Why do we have that there? But,
What if it was clearly labeled in their language, too?
Oh, it probably was.
but I had fun this episode. Yeah, looking forward to the next one. I want to see this therapy session. I think it should be interesting.
God. Well, thank you so much, Fist. Next up is Lock the Raven.
Hi, I'm Lock the Raven. I'm a variety streamer on Twitch. I play Commander Herrick, the only character to never kill anyone. And I also play Ohm13 on Fable Scraps' Warhammer 40k tabletop RPG Doomlore on Fridays. And you can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Lock the Raven, spelled like it sounds.
Commander Herrick got to neck pitch somebody. Is that the first time you've actually neck pitched someone in the show?
I think that's actually the first time he's ever been violent. I don't think he's ever phasered anybody either.
I think you've been ready, but I don't think you've ever had.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
he's-
so. I think so.
He's been ready, but he got a twofer today. Well, Belmont took care of the high score for the foreseeable future, but yeah, no, Herrick got to get froggy finally.
Well, thank you so much, Log. Next up is Aaron Black.
Hi, everybody. My name is Aaron Black, a notorious mass murderer. I'm a writer, an author, and you can find me over on Twitter at Aaron B. Writes.
Fantastic. Yeah, that was so like no it's important to note that everybody was transported away from the immediate vicinity. That according to Ram's readout, like there wasn't anybody in the blast radius who got killed.
What I'm expecting is Ada to be like, well, yeah, a few people did have heart attacks because of the shockwave. and-
There's despair on a planetary level. From both planets, actually.
So, yeah, it's going to be great.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Aaron. Next up is Enovan, Lieutenant Ram.
Lieutenant Ram, the person who can fit many things in his mouth, including toolkits.
Put your things in me.
Well, you had a lot of improvements made to your person since the last episode.
Maybe got a wider mouth. Who knows?
It's got chipmunk cheeks now.
Unhinged
The
your
move
jaw.
protocol.
Where can people find your stuff, Enovan?
People can find me at twitch.tv/Enovan and Enovan on Twitter. That is ENEVUN.
Lieutenant Ram has a probe now with like nano
Yeah.
hairs that can extend into alien technology to interface with it. Pretty neat, right? Can't
Hopefully
foresee
useful.
can't foresee anything
Yeah.
going wrong with that, Lieutenant Ram.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Fine.
That'll. I'm glad he went to the one tech that was really into Geiger for that. That's awesome.
I'm thinking hairs, but tendrils. What do you think? Yeah, that sounds good.
Oh man. Well, my name is Nicotine. I'm the DM here at Star Trek Adventures Loveless here on Fable Scraps. Again, big thank you to our Twitch audience and to all of our viewers on YouTube as well. We do this show with your support, and by watching the show, by subscribing on YouTube, by subscribing to our podcasts, you're helping out a lot. So thank you from the deepest depths of our hearts. We'll be back next week on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific here at Fable Scraps for Star Trek Adventures Loveless. You can also catch our Friday show, Doom Lore, a 40k story, on Fridays at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. Have a wonderful week, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Farewell.
Bye.